can see, I'm in the kitchen because today I'm going to make the most amazing grain-free, potentially dairy-free, obviously gluten-free pumpkin pie just in time for Thanksgiving. The best part is it's really easy, and I think you guys are going to love it. So here are the ingredients. So for the crust ingredients, we have 1 cup of almond meal or almond flour, 1/4 cup of potato starch, 1/3 cup of brown sugar, a dash of cinnamon, and about a teaspoon of vanilla extract, a dash of sea salt, and 1/2 cup of melted butter. Okay, for the pie filling ingredients, I actually stole a really great recipe from againstallgrain.com. Go check them out, they've got some amazing recipes there. So of course you've got 15 ounces of canned pumpkin puree, you could use fresh if you want. The spices are 1 teaspoon ground ginger, 1 teaspoon ground cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon ground nutmeg, 1/4 teaspoon ground clove, 1/4 teaspoon cardamom. I also threw in a dash of allspice because I'm crazy like that, a dash of salt, 3 eggs plus 1 egg yolk, 1/2 cup of coconut milk, 1/2 cup of maple syrup, and a teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, so first things first, I think a really good pie has to start with a really good crust. And I'm psyched because I think I nailed an absolutely amazing grain-free graham cracker pie crust. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the dry ingredients and we're going to start with that, mix those in a bowl, get that well blended. So I'm going to add a pinch of salt, maybe 1/4 teaspoon, and then a dash of cinnamon, again maybe 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon. I don't like to measure. So that looks good. Give that another quick stir. Okay, so once you've got the dry stuff well blended, you're going to add in your 1/2 cup of butter, melted butter, and then just give that a good mix until that's well blended. It's going to be a real thick dough-like consistency. And so once this is well blended, you're going to press it into the bottom of a pie sheet. I'm going to take a little bit of the extra butter on the bottom of this and just get it on the bottom of the pan, bottom of my pie pan here, pie dish. That's what it is. So now we're good to go. So you want to just work this around, create a nice thin crust. It's not going to behave like dough. If you're used to baking with, wheat and gluten-containing dough, it's not going to quite behave the same way. But with a little bit of work, you can get that to flatten out nicely and work it up the sides and make a really nice pie crust. Okay, so that's your amazingly delicious pie crust. So the next thing is to mix up your ingredients for the actual pie filling. So all we're doing here is adding the ingredients to a bowl and mixing. Pretty simple. My 1/2 cup of maple syrup, all the spices, and my 1/2 cup of coconut milk, about a teaspoon or so of vanilla, so once you have this blended, all that's left to do is pour it in your pie crust and bake. Oh man, that's good. Okay, so we're good to go. I've already got my oven preheated at 350 and we're going to bake this for about 35-40 minutes.
Hello, Mason. How are you? I'm Mr. Oven Mitt. I'm going to eat you. Yes, I'm going to eat you. Oh, the pie is done. Let's go get the pie.
Okay, so I actually ended up letting this cook for about 55 minutes, and as you can see, it's a little bit jiggly in the middle, and that's exactly what you want. It needs to cool off completely. I'm actually going to stick this in the fridge for at least an hour before we dig into it.
Hello, Mason. I'm Mrs. Oven Mitt.
I'm Mr. Oven Mitt.
We're going to eat you.
Okay, so there you have it. One incredibly perfect grain-free pumpkin pie just in time for Thanksgiving. And I gotta tell you, I cannot wait to tear into.
Excuse me, you better be saving that for